Hey, we are live. What is up? Crypto holders, was it all fake news? Yesterday's scary sell off. Well, we've got some interesting updates on the Nvidia story for you. Also, some great Bitcoin charts give us all a bit of hope in these otherwise boring markets, some great altcoin news, and much more. Of course, stick around until the second half of the video. We'll be answering your questions. Let's get it. So, first and foremost, this blows my mind. What is this crap? Nvidia has come out and said they have received no such subpoena from the DOJ, meaning that entire Nvidia sell-off yesterday where the stock lost $280 billion in total market value in minutes was all bullshit. What? I guess Nancy Pelosi was just looking at it and we're just like, man, we need to short this crap. Somebody circulate a story about some DOJ BS and let's get this thing down. How much money did Nancy Pelosi make on the day? Probably a lot. She is, of course, the world's best stock trader in the history of all stock trading. She's number one. And she even, moonlights as a senator or congresswoman. She even moonlights as a congresswoman, just give herself something to do for her day job between her massively profitable stock trading. Anyway, I don't even believe that. That's insanity. How is this even possible? Whatever. That's crazy, man. What's interesting, Nvidia still continuing its uptrend from late 2022. You can see that the troughs here, the valleys, keep hitting this uptrend line for the moment, of course. It's getting pretty close, got pretty close a couple of times now already, but still holding the line. Still holding the line. Great. Nvidia, of course, a great proxy for risk attitudes in the markets right now. And I know what you're all thinking, Lark, what's the S&P 500 doing today? Not too much. Not too much. You can see here, still maintained above the 50-day EMA, which, hey, in a sane world, a stock market only 2% off the all-time highs. Shouldn't Bitcoin be like 2% off the all-time highs? No, because screw us. That's why Bitcoin's 20% off the all-time highs. And I know what else you're thinking. Lark, what about the Japanese stock markets today? How dare we talk about the Japanese stock markets? Why do we have to talk about this crap? Why is it affecting the crypto markets so much? The entirety of the macro world is just oozing over and puking on frequently the cryptocurrency markets. Oh, when macro does good, when the equity markets do great, crypto might slowly grind up a little bit. In a second, there's even a hint of a rumor of a whiff of a Chinese whisper somewhere. Crypto dumps. Classic. Sven Henrik here saying historically it's not the lead up to or the day of the uninversion of the yield curve, which is currently in the process of happening, that signals a recession, but rather the bear steepening afterward when and if it happens, which is interesting. Now, we've obviously had this historically long yield curve inversion, and the uninversion now is looking like it's about to start happening. But you can see back here in the late 80s, for example, it wasn't that initial uninverting. It can always reinvert, by the way. But it wasn't that initial uninverting that brought on the chaos. It was a bit later on we saw the curve steepen significantly, right? So when we start seeing this happening, that is when things start hitting the fan. You can see here in 2001, very similarly, 2007, 8, very similarly, 2020 as well. We did have a very, very momentary inversion there in late 2019. So interesting food for thought there. Historically, when we see the yield curve uninverting, usually it's about 6 months or so between when that happens and when the crap hits the fan, basically. But here's some interesting stuff. And again, we have so much conflicting data right now on the will it or won't it recession talk for the USA. Joe here pointing out lowest quality of the unemployment data in decades, modest rise in unemployment from historically nearly unparalleled low levels, which, to be fair, is an interesting point, isn't it? We went from basically historically low levels of unemployment. Yeah, it's rising up a little bit, but, it's not that big of a deal in reality terms, but markets and economy will disagree. Of course, we start seeing massive unemployment spikes. Unemployment data coming in Friday, America time. So obviously, everyone's going to be watching that. 4.3% is the current unemployment rate in the USA. If we actually come in cooler than expected at like 4.2%, expect markets to love it. If we come in at equal levels, 4.3%, markets are probably going to also kind of be okay with that. But if you see something, 4.4% is probably going to also be okay. But if you see like, oh, it jumped to 5% or something, chaos in markets. Chaos. That will not be taken well by markets at all. Joe goes on here. Real retail sales data stagnant after massively positive prints in 2020 and 2021. To some extent, you could just argue that we've actually just got a normalization going back on here. Even my mom watches Lark. Shout out to your mom, DJ Cat. Shout out to your mom. Manufacturing PMI under 50, not indicative of the backbone of the U.S. economy as we live in a services-based economy. That's interesting. It's true. America doesn't make that much stuff like compared to like China or someone like that. Yeah. America makes bombs and America makes bombs, cars, make some planes, which kind of fall out of the sky from time to time. But okay, hey, we're making jokes here, of course, guys, but that's an interesting take. Nevertheless, stagnation in capital orders, excluding defense, does not equal recession. Longest yield curve inversion in ever recorded without a recession means absolutely nothing given supply issuance at the front end, the amount of long bonds on the Fed balance sheet. Interesting. Could this be the one time? And I know, when you start saying this time is different, the most dangerous words in investing, right? R.I.P. John Templeton. But what if it is? All of these models and these indicators, everything can get broken at some point. There can always be the time. And look, betting against the yield curve on inversion is a tough bet to take. But perhaps it has been inverted for 2 years, not because we're going to enter the Great Depression soon, but simply because the markets are so deeply and heavily distorted by the Fed and the Treasury that nothing makes sense anymore. I could buy that theory. Luke here says last time the U.S. yield curve uninverted with the U.S. debt to GDP at 123%, U.S. deficit GDP at 7%, U.S. net national investment position at minus 80% of GDP, central banks not having bought any USTs on net in 10 years was It is different this time, at least for the U.S. None of that stuff has ever happened. Again, interesting food for thought. And here, this is hilarious, of course. According to the VIX, the volatility index, the worst market events of our lives: the 2008 financial crisis, COVID, and the Bank of Japan raising interest rates by a 0.25 percentage point. Make it all make sense, guys. Of course, the yen carry trade unwinding and all that kind of stuff, sure, but still craziness. Hey, real quick before we get into the Bitcoin stuff, the crypto stuff, which I know is what you're here for, we got to talk about macro stuff because macro is driving markets right now, as of course you probably have realized. Anyway, if you're a cryptocurrency trader, check out Bybit. Best place to be trading your coins. And 2 sweet deals right now. Number one, they've got a $500 free position. So you deposit $100 or more using the link down below in the description, of course. Deposit $100 or more. You'll get a $500 free position. It's $500 free Bitcoin position, Ethereum, Pepe, like 7 or 8 other coins that are eligible for that. Plus, you'll get some raffle tickets for their crazy raffle they have going on right now. $100,000 funded trading account, F1 tickets, and more cool stuff. So check it out. So Bitcoin Magazine sharing this: the 2-year U.S. Treasury yield has begun noticeably decreasing. This will incentivize investors to look at other assets to park their capital in. And given the historic inverse correlation between bonds and Bitcoin, we could be able to see a large-scale inflow to Bitcoin. Yes, bull vibes. I dig it. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Bitcoin Magazine, for the bull vibes. I like it. Will that play out? We shall see, obviously. But as we start to see Treasury yield decreasing, money will start to look for other places to make money. It always happens like that. Price of Bitcoin, honestly, is not much to report here, guys. There really isn't. We're still trading under the 200-day EMA. The 50 and 100-day EMAs here trending downwards, not fantastic. 62K remains a very, very critical area of price resistance. The bull market support band also right at the 62K area. So look, that's what we need to beat. The line to beat here for Bitcoin. And of course, we're still in a downtrend for Bitcoin, but in a downtrend basically since March, April. Keep putting in those higher, the lower highs and the lower lows. That's it. Lower highs and lower lows. So not much too exciting happening there currently. Of course, this can all change very, very quickly, but that's the current trend. And until we break out of the trend with step number one is breaking past all this BS right here with some kind of relative conviction. But of course, the big thing is this. We're basically just in a giant descending channel, which those channels can break to the upside. Massive bull flag. I think for a lot of intents and purposes. Picture day at school. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. I think for a lot of intents and purposes, we can't really count this as a bull flag for it's too big, too long. But maybe back here we could have said, hey, it's bull flagging, guys. But we're getting on a bit now. Okay. But what it is a descending channel. Now, the channel price ranges here, very important. So if we start closing under 51, about 52K, that becomes quite bearish. You can see we wicked under there, but we haven't had any strong candle closes under that area. So we start putting some daily candle closes under this area. And then, the people who are calling for 44K and something might be onto something, but screw those bears, man. Get out of here, the 44K calls. On the upside, as soon as we break really that 62K area with some kind of conviction, then we can start getting a little bit excited. Then we can start thinking about, okay, we're going to come here to $67,000, which is the top end of the channel. And if we get some daily candle closes over $67,000, that gets us out of the channel. Then, of course, there's a lot of areas of price resistance going up. We got to get over 70K. Price resistance here. We got to get over 72K, right? And then, of course, new highs at 74K. A lot of stuff there, but once we start cooking, we can cut through all that stuff like a hot knife through butter, okay? But right now, all of this stuff here, we are just basically stuck in a range of accumulation, if you want to call it, consolidation. It is a downtrend. It is a descending channel right now, right? Markets have kind of just slowly been grinding lower for a while. But if you've been around these markets for a while, you know how fast all of this can change. Ethereum also, you can see here the trend line that's basically been in play since, wow, back here, man, $880 Ethereum. Can we go back to those times? Those are good times. $880 Ethereum bet here back in the day, back in mid-2022 during the collapse of many a thing. Anyway, we've been grinding up here, right? The valleys keep lining up along this trend line. Right now, we're at the lower range of that. Obviously, a breakdown of that, not going to be fantastic. Short wicks under, sure. A breakdown with daily candles is like weekly candles underneath that, probably problematic for the crypto markets, right? Particularly because Ethereum is such a indicator for where the broader altcoin market and altcoin risk appetite is going to go. Chart here for you from Rickus. 2017 cycle took roughly 178 weeks to make new highs following the same time frame. It will take us to next week of the 9th. April 2023 to October 2023 structure took roughly 28 weeks to new highs. Following that same time frame takes us to the week of the 23rd of September. Potentially, aka, let me translate for you, potentially a breakout coming soon. Good. Again, more bull vibes. We want that here. Kevin here saying, I just turned it off real quick. Okay, here we go. Kevin here saying, Bitcoin likely found its bottom, the first higher low of the range, which is an important thing to point out here, right? I know we'd hoped that this was going to be the first higher low, but higher low is right here currently. So let's see how it keeps playing out, obviously. This is an interesting one as well. So this is a squeeze indicator. This dude here, MS, shared this. A signal that flashed only once every 2 to 4 years is flashed again on BTC. Make of it what you will. It's a very flip a coin kind of indicator, but it does indicate that volatility could be coming soon. Right? You can see back here in 2012, upside volatility. Back here in 2016, upside volatility. 2018, this was very pessimistic time in the markets after, of course, everything kind of fell to pieces downward. And similar here in 2022. 2024, what's going to be the case? Is this going to be our moment to break to the upside? Are we more in a 2016 kind of scenario post Bitcoin halving? Or I think Bitcoin halving might actually come here in July in that year. But anyway, it's very interesting. Very interesting. Will we get that squeeze happening soon? And if it does, then it perhaps gives us more weight to what Rickus was saying there. Crypto Gorilla's got an interesting chart here to share with you as well. He said Bitcoin chart is looking eerily similar to how it looked in July 2021. He said similarities, stochastic RSI on both occasions oversold on the weekly. You can see here and you can see here. The price on both occasions forming a descending channel after a major move up. You can see here. You can see here. Okay. The RSI having an aggressively down-sloping resistance line waiting to be broken here. And we are currently right here on it. Doesn't take a lot to break that trend. That's interesting. So the difference is stochastic RSI in July 2021 didn't come with a bullish divergence. This time it does have a bullish divergence. That's working in our favor. This pattern has showed up about half a year earlier to the regular cycle than July 2021. The ascending channel is forming over a longer period of time this time. The implications, if it follows a 6-month period of going up like July 2021, after the breaking upwards, it could potentially mean that this cycle may top in Q2 2025 for the first time ever, rather than in Q4 of the 4-year cycle. And as I've said, we might even see a situation where we might even see a top in Q1. That's kind of, the more I think about it, I'm kind of thinking, maybe I'm just paranoid. I don't know. Maybe it's all this recession talk starting to eat away at my brain. But Q1 feels like an interesting area to watch for me. And of course, we have to watch for all the indicators. You can't just say, okay, it's going to happen there and then base all your reality on that. You have to continually be updating your models, continually be updating your way of thinking based on new information. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't see new information and then update the way they think about stuff. They only say, okay, I put in information one time. That's it. This is how things will be forever. No, you gotta stay fluid with things here. And I see some people saying sometimes like, oh, well, hey, you're flipping bullish, you're flipping bearish, whatever. You got to keep up to date with where things are going in the market and see what the market's telling you, not what you want the market to tell you. And right now, of course, again, as we've discussed many times, we have a lot of risks in the market. But then we have a lot of great hopium charts to share, so we do that. Anyway, interesting. If that plays out, then we can see some very exciting things happen. I'm not going to read the rest of that, but you get the general idea. Titan and Crypto sharing a good one here as well. Bitcoin riding the waves. Now, this is the kind of Elliott waves I'm here for, baby. Let's go. Let's go. This is the wave of waves. Interesting. So this is like, the super Elliott wave theory, which could potentially be looking at, well, this is the fifth wave of fifth waves, not just the fifth wave of this cycle, the fifth wave of a multi-cycle move here for Bitcoin, which brings us up to a massive, massive number before bringing us back down to a massive, massive low. But that's for later us to worry about. We want to get the massive number up before we get the massive low, of course. Hey, good news. $290 billion Zurich Cantonal Bank launches Bitcoin and cryptocurrency offerings for their customers. Yet another day, yet another bank, yet another news story that if this was 2017 or 2018, people would lose their minds because this is such a big, impactful story about millions of more customers getting access. Today, it's just a note. Hey, I know what you guys are thinking. If only we could get Paris Hilton on Avalanche, things would change for us. Anyway, shout out to Paris Hilton. She's building a customer loyalty platform, TYBXYZ. Try your best. There you go. On Avalanche. Will it get big? Will it? I have no idea, right? But we've had a lot of great Oh shit, Paris Hilton followed. Okay, I better follow Paris Hilton back then. If she follows me, hold on a second. Okay, here we go. All right. Anyway, Paris Hilton follows me, guys. Okay, it's exciting. Anyway, what's interesting is these customer loyalty programs, they have got great potential application within crypto to see more mainstream adoption happening. Building on Avalanche, bullish for my AVAX bags, okay? Bullish for my AVAX bags. A lot of cool stuff building over there. We have this. We have Off the Grid coming soon. We have Avalanche 9000 update, which is huge update for Avalanche. Very impactful for the entire blockchain. And of course, guys, I'm an Avalanche investor. If you want to see my portfolio disclosures, down below in the description. Okay, so check that out as always on YouTube or the pinned comment on X. You'll find my current portfolio holdings, pre-sale investments, all that kind of stuff over there that you might want to know about. Plus, you'll find a risk statement because investing in crypto is risky as heck. Okay, you've probably figured that out by now. Let's talk about meme coins. The volume of WIF is something, says Saito. This is quite interesting. It says WIF has 2x the volume of Dogecoin, while Dogecoin's market cap is 10x bigger than WIF. Even more impressive is WIF's daily volume compared to Solana. Solana's volume is only 4 times higher than WIF, while the market cap is almost 50 times bigger. It's crazy. I know we have been getting hit for a long time in the market, okay? But the meme coins will bounce back. Meme coins are the farthest end of the risk curve right now. It used to be NFTs. Now they're the far end of the risk curve, meme coins. And when they pop back up, that's when things will get pretty gosh darn exciting. And they will move very, very fast. And you see these kind of statistics are absolutely crazy. Frog Farmer V3 says most of these celeb cryptos are rug pulling. That's so when you have like a meme coin based on a celebrity, generally I would say yes. You have a bunch of washed up old rappers and stuff like that coming in. In Paris Hilton's defense, I've been watching her do stuff in crypto from the sidelines for a long time. She's been very involved in the industry for quite a while, doing all kinds of stuff, you know, throwing concerts in the metaverse and doing NFTs and whatever. She's been pretty involved in crypto for a long time. So unlike the vast majority of celebrities that kind of come, launch some piece of garbage meme coin, dump it into oblivion for 20 grand or whatever, and then disappear, she's actually been here for years doing stuff and being part of the industry. So, you know, shout out to Paris because, you know, I think she's a real one that has actually been in the industry for a while and is interested in crypto and has been participating in the crypto economy. So yeah, she's famous and she, you know, all the other stuff, right? But she's actually been here in crypto since, gosh, I think I remember talking about some of her stuff back in like 2018 or something like that. So again, she's been around crypto for longer than a lot of you guys have probably. So, you know, I wouldn't want to throw any shade in Paris's way, but certainly we've seen a lot of celeb rug pulls coming and going. Harry Lozani saying Paris Hilton's amazing at business, so she'd vet her shit. Exactly. She's putting her name behind something that's probably gonna do okay, right? Again, loyalty rewards ideas, pretty cool. So we'll see, right? Not saying, hey, run out and buy it or anything. Just, you know, I think you see some people that come into the space and want to just extract as much value as possible, right? Other people who actually want to do some building. And what's interesting, we can bring up in this situation Iggy Azalea and her Mother coin. Now, look, I never bought Mother coin, but you have to at least give it to Iggy that she has been putting in a lot of work to try to make her coin successful, right? So how that plays out, et cetera, I don't know. We'll see. But at least fair play that, you know, because again, the vast majority of famous people who come into the crypto space, you know, real world celebrity people, they come in, they launch a meme coin, they rug pulled almost immediately. Whereas Iggy, she's still there, man. She's going to conferences, she's networking, she's trying to build something here. She's trying to make something happen. How that turns out, I have no idea. A meme coin connected so deeply to a personality, don't know. But anyway, hey, here we go. Daniel, my best mate, dated Iggy Azalea in high school. Nice. 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, man. Used to love playing that game back in the day. Anyway, this is a reminder why we can't have nice things in crypto sometimes. The Solana meme coin, monkeypox, probably get just saying that probably gets the stream demonetized anyway. Solana meme coin monkeypox has surged to an $88 million market cap. Okay. I guess everybody's bored today. Lark, nice haircut. Thanks. I've been buying a lot of dog coins. Why do crypto and dogs mix and match so well? Man's best friend. I mean, people just love dogs, man. People love dogs. What can you say? It's quite funny seeing those dog coins just doing consistently so well, and they outperform cat coins. Okay, they really, really do. Solana continues to dominate all their chains and daily active addresses. Solana 3.3 million, Near 2.8. Hey, shout out to Near, doing pretty good in terms of daily active addresses. So there you go. Now, we're going to take a real quick moment to talk about sentiment here, and then we're going to hop into your questions here. Jack is here sharing this one. Everything is possible. The market's usually bottoms on these types of comments. There's a lot of frustration, right? Market's been shit for a while, underperforming other macro assets for years. I mean, it's tough. You sit here and you watch the S&P 500 and you watch Nvidia investors out there, buying yachts and naming them Nvidia, right? Meanwhile, here we are in crypto just eating sand and crap all day, man. It's not a great feeling, but it is what it is right now. QW here saying the cycle's not over. The Bitcoin ETF simply pushed the schedule forward. The market needs a break. Don't F it up. Dig it. Dig the vibes, man. Dig the vibes. As long as there's not some horrible U.S. recession, we're on schedule, guys. Everything's going to be fine. Posty saying people out there have actually chopped themselves to zero via leverage or meme coins, chasing quick gains. If you're not one of those, you still have a portfolio, then well done. Simply, it becomes a situation of needing to survive. Just needing to survive sometimes. That's all it takes. And you will probably outperform a lot of people in this market just by not blowing yourself up. Okay? Okay, let's open the floor. Let's talk crypto, guys. That's enough of me rambling on here. Let's hydrate. What do you guys want to talk about? Bowen says base is always conveniently left out of those graphs. Base is slaying it, man. Big base fan. You guys know that. We're talking about base here all the time. Very excited on the future potential of base meme coins. Like, I feel so undervalued compared to like Solana meme coins. So yeah. How about you not burp after chugging bubbly? I will try. Do my best. All right. Me and Kevin Bacon took a leak together and the Salt Lake City airport. Nice. I hope I was just kind of thinking one of those situations. Just gotta, like, as a dude, you gotta look over and just be like, nice one, man. Nice one. Then just walk away. Don't say anything. Don't even acknowledge the family. Just look over. Yeah, nice one, bro. Just walk away. Just walk away, man. Anyway. First rate cut drop, then second moon. Hopefully. There's a lot of stuff lining up for some great moves later in the year. Q4 could be very, very exciting. Lark, what crypto content creators, I guess, do you listen or watch to? Not anyone really. Yeah, not anyone really. Maybe once in a blue moon, if I see somebody posted some kind of video that's particularly interesting, I might click on it. But generally, I find that too much of, watching people's videos and stuff just affects my own brain. Plus, this is what I do all day long, man. I don't need to listen to other people talking about crypto. It's fine. I've already seen enough of it, heard enough of it today. When I have some free time, I'm not watching other crypto content creators. A lot of great content creators out there. The guys at Corn Bureau, the guys at Altcoin Daily doing some fantastic work. Lots of great technical analysts and stuff out there as well. Too many to name, let's say. But when I have free time, it's watching Ancient Aliens. It's watching, I don't know, Tony Robbins or something like that. I'm just trying to keep myself motivated in life. What do you think about Sway and Sway memes? Sway, thing's got some potential. I think you've seen enough people hyping up that narrative. Obviously, they have a long way to go in terms of actually building enough network effect. But I could see if you get enough of that sort of hype built behind it, that you could see some good price appreciation for the core asset, not financial advice, obviously. That's not what we do around here. Sway memes, I have absolutely no idea. Sorry, no idea. How come you never talk about Tron? I don't spend a lot of time thinking about Tron, but literally we have talked about Tron quite a bit recently with Tron meme season going on. We literally made a video on how to buy memes coins on Tron. We talk about, of course, how the reality is that Tron has been a pretty adopted blockchain. I know it's not very popular in the West for a variety of reasons. Maybe Justin Sun rubs people the wrong way. I don't know. But if you go to, not that I've been to Nigeria or go to Argentina, I've been to Argentina since I was like, I don't know, 21, 22, something like that. It's a good time. I actually went, did some studying of Spanish, Espanol, Castellano, man. It's Castellano in Argentina. In Mendoza, Argentina. It was great, man. It was great. Had a fantastic time. Got on the sauce, went clubbing, talked Spanish. It was cool. Enjoyed it. Anyway, we're off the topic here, but Tron has found a lot of popularity and use case in some of these regions because people are using Tron to transfer USDT and to store USDT, and it's become very, very popular. And it became a popular alternative. Once people get on a blockchain, they tend not to move. And you can do the same thing on Solana. You can do the same thing on Base. But a lot of people started using that, and then it keeps getting used, essentially. So Tron's had a lot of success. Not always talked about, and I don't spend a lot of time thinking about Tron, but, you know, fair play where it's due, right? Larky gonna live stream after the move. Yes. So tomorrow is gonna be the last regularly scheduled live stream. I don't know how the internet connection is gonna be next week, and then out in Singapore the week after that. Hopefully it'll be okay. And if it is, then we'll still nail out some live streams. Maybe not as much as, you know, the usual 5-day schedule. We'll try and nail out a few live streams for you guys. Once I get to Dubai, we'll start up the regular schedule of doing, you know, hopefully we'll get 5 live streams a week, but I'll see how that goes. Alien base on base, Aerodrome shout out on Twitter. I have not seen that. Aerodrome throwing shade at it. But as we talked about recently regarding Alien Base, if you're looking at Alien Base as sort of a big competitor to Aerodrome and it's sort of a low market cap bet on the future of Base, I mean, from that perspective, maybe there's something there, not financial advice, obviously. Maybe there's something there in terms of like, okay, you know what? This could be something that really takes off when crypto takes off more broadly for a final rally up in the cycle, whatever, and, you know, Base takes off more, then this lower market cap thing's got more gains potential compared to Aerodrome, which just from a market cap perspective, obviously that could be the case. However, also its success is far from certain. Often you'll see a major DEX, for example, launch on a chain, and it'll just consume the vast majority of the volume. And then you'll see somebody else come in who's better at building community, better at getting liquidity on board, et cetera, who might eat these smaller players lunch. I've seen it happen many times with like perpetual exchange, perpetual DEXs, right? So these on-chain leverage trading platforms. That's happened to quite a few of them where they were the hot thing for a while and then they weren't because better funded, hungrier competitors came in. I'm not trying to throw shade on it here. Just, you know, keep it in mind that if you're investing in something like Alien Base, it's a very much, you know, asymmetric bet in the sense that if it goes up and you're right, you do really well, but its chances of success are far from certain, let's say. The mini stripper friend of yours. Yes. Jesus. Good guy. You never make eye contact. Who's saying anything about making eye contact, man? Just, you know, look over, look down, say that's a good one, bro, and then walk away. That's it. Just because it's Kevin Bacon, you know, obviously, you don't do it normally, but, you know, it's because it's Kevin Bacon, you know. Same thing if you're on to like George Clooney or something, you got to pull the same trick, man. Okay. Yo, Lark, I grew up in Erie, Pennsylvania. Shout out to Western PA. Indeed. You know, I always liked, there's this place just south of Erie. It's Le Boeuf, Pennsylvania, just a small little town in Pennsylvania. And there used to be very interesting history. But I was fascinated by the history of, you know, this area. So there's a little place called Le Boeuf, Pennsylvania. And Le Boeuf used to have a fort, a French fort, when the French were trying to find a way to, connect up all the river routes and stuff like that. And that's why it's named French Creek and et cetera. So there's this stream that runs through there, pretty big stream, to be fair. Anyway, so there was this fort there, and like George Washington came there, and like he met with the French commander there. And it was like back in the old days when like you were at war with somebody who just like sit down and, have wine for a couple days and food and blah, blah, blah. And then apparently one day George Washington's like, hey man, gonna need you to like back all the way up here and get your French troops back above a certain area. And the French guy's like, mais non, ce n'est pas possible. And they're like, well, okay, then it'll be a war. So that's an interesting little bit of history there from a place just south of Erie. Anyway, continuing. Lark, check out Nairo on Sol. There's a lot of Nairos out there, man. There's a lot of Nairos out there. Fairbanks, Alaska. Nice. Always want to go and visit Alaska. A very interesting place. Lark, are we going to have better or worse unemployment data? I have no idea, but it's definitely going to be interesting to watch later this week. We got 2 days, about 48 hours or so until the unemployment data is released. It's going to be impactful, I would say. Well, it's going to be impactful if it's impactful. If we have something like 4.3%, it's not moved at all, markets could like that. 4.2%, which is a fall from the current 4.3%, markets could like that. If it goes up to 4.4%, markets will probably say, well, it's not great, but maybe it's not terrible. If we have some giant spike up to like 5%, I mean, hold on to your butts. Lark, what exchange tokens do you own, I assume? I've got a few of them, and of course, you can always check that out. But in the portfolio disclosures, right now I own Jupiter, I own Aerodrome, I own Trader Joe. Is that all of them? I think that's all the exchange tokens that I own currently. Also, I've invested in a couple of their pre-sales. LogX is a perpetual DEX. Orderly, which I'm pretty excited about. I haven't actually claimed my tokens yet, but one of these days I'll get around to it, claim them, stake them. So basically, Orderly is a liquidity provider for multiple perpetual swap decentralized exchanges. So they charge fees over to those providers, and then they share 60%, I think, of the revenue paid out in USDC to order token stakers, which is pretty cool if you ask me. So yeah. Not trying to keep dropping celebrity gossip. My cousin peed next to Peter Jackson for these exact reasons. Nice. Nice. Lark, what kind of weed do you like? I have not smoked weed in such a long time. I have no idea, man. It's been a very long time since I have partaken of the devil's grass. Lark, bravo for your French. Kendu loves French and Lark. Okay, nice. I dig it. I dig it, man. Will you be taking the paintings to buy? 100%. 100%. The Josie prints are coming with me, man, for sure. Saludos from Yucatan, Mexico. Come here, forget Dubai. I imagine Yucatan's a very beautiful place. On the list of places I'd like to visit someday. Everyone should have Caspa, says Jezza Degen. If you think there's value in it, then maybe. I don't own Caspa. I'm probably not going to own any Caspa. There's no shade on it. We've actually got an article coming. It's delayed till next week. We're relaunching the website next week. So just decided to delay that until next week. But I'll let you guys know when we have that out, or watch socials. We'll probably share it on X and stuff like that. But the idea that anybody should have any particular coin, it's always an interesting concept for me, because there's a lot of coins that are going to do well. When the markets start doing well more broadly, most of the coins are going to do generally pretty well. You'll see a lot of the market move in unison. There'll be certain narratives that take off at certain times. Like you have a 6-week period where AI coins do really well, and a 6-week period where gaming coins do really well. But generally, the rising tide that lifts all boats is going to be Bitcoin breaking beyond 72K. Until then, not too much. Arbitrum is useless. The token is useless. The governance token, the ARB governance, love the layer 2. I've used it a lot, okay? No shade on the tech. The token, glad I sold it. Glad I sold it. It's just not capturing value. And I know did they pass the staking governance proposal. I'm not sure, but even that's not going to really move the needle that much, in my opinion. A lot of these layer 2 governance tokens are just pretty lame. There's not really a point for them. You're going to go govern the Arbitrum blockchain? Okay, have fun. Enjoy yourself. BTC puking again. Let's go see. Nah, it's only down a couple percent. Is that even down a percentage point? Let me just see here. Let's just look at the entire daily candle. We are down 1.2% on the day so far. This is not what I categorize as puking. Down 10%, then we start talking about puking. This is just nothing. Evan says it's falling right now. Are we watching the same chart, guys? Okay, hold on. What's going on here? It's down from 57,900 to 57,150, 100, something like that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Markets are definitely looking weak regardless, guys. I don't know how far it goes down and all that sort of stuff. Markets are weak right now. Bitcoin's in a downtrend. There's a lot of fear in the markets, and people keep reminding themselves how afraid they are in these markets. So we'll see. Let's just throw it up in the background here for a second. We can keep an eye on that momentarily. 57,100. Biggest mistake of your life for not owning Caspa. You know, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. And not owning Caspa is not even like in the top 1,000, man. Not even the top 10,000. But I applaud your coin from the perspective that, guys, we celebrate winning around here. We celebrate winners. We celebrate winning coins. And something I always like to say is, just because I don't own your coin doesn't mean it's not going to do well. And I want you to win. I want you to win. If you got in Caspa 18 months ago, you slayed it. Well done. If you're still holding it, it's got a lot of nerve. It's got a good big community behind it and stuff like that. Chances of it doing well into the future, probably pretty decent. And if you win, then I'm going to celebrate you then too. That's awesome. Bitcoin range bound came down to my buy zone. There you go. This channel really has deteriorated. Pretty lazy. Sorry, you're not a fan, D-Energy. What are you going to do? Can't make everyone happy. Stopped trying to do that a very long time ago. Stelios says, Lark, I'm a new investor to crypto, and do you have any advices for this bull run? Look, welcome to crypto, first and foremost. Interesting time to be involved in the markets. As always, go slow. There's no need to rush. I know you feel like there's a need to rush sometimes, but you don't, okay? Go educate yourself. Learn about Bitcoin. Then learn about Ethereum. Then learn about Solana. Then from there on out, well, maybe you can start figuring out what you want to do, where you want to allocate money. I know a lot of people, when they're new to the market, they want to go straight to risk, right? Bitcoin's too boring, blah, 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 blah. So I want to go and buy random dog coin number 300. Maybe random dog coin number 300 does really well. And you make a bunch of money and you hit the lottery ticket and you make millions, and that's it. Crypto is great for you, man. You came in, threw $1,000 in something, walked away with $1 million. Boom. You were the exception, not the rule. Most people are the rule. Most people lose money doing that. If you want to come in this as an investor, learn about Bitcoin, learn about Ethereum, learn about Solana, okay? Start understanding what the investment thesis of this entire asset class is. If you want to come in this from a gambling perspective, then yeah, okay, go throw some money on the newest meme coin and pray. But that's not investing, and hope is not a strategy, okay? Learn. Learn as fast as you can. Okay. D Gold, Lark was in Sharon, Pennsylvania, man. Interesting. My mom got hit by a school bus in Sharon. True story. She was driving her Jeep Cherokee. It's like mid-90s, 96, 97, something like that. I don't remember the exact year. She was driving her Jeep Cherokee to her job, she was like, she stocked magazines, the magazine racks, and everybody used to be much bigger in stores. They're not as popular anymore, magazine racks. But she'd go in and stock all the magazines, right? Anyway, she's driving to her job. The school bus driver She was going fast too. This was like he was coming down a hill, which was like a 50, 60 mile per hour zone. She was going up the hill. Head-on collision with the school bus. The dude had like a heart attack or something while he was driving the school bus, plowed head-on into her. She was lucky to only come away with, some bumps and bruises and like she had like lost a tooth or something like that or whatever, but that was pretty crazy. Anyway, that's my Sharon, Pennsylvania story. Just follow Pelosi. It's easier. Best trader in the world, man. Best trader in the world. Newbies, buy Bitcoin while you learn to decide where you fit. Amen. There's so many things out there. There's so many ways to make money in crypto. This is the thing. Oh, no, it doesn't feel like that right now. We're just losing money, right? I get it. But when markets take off, there's a lot of ways to make money. You can be like all in on the Ethereum blockchain ecosystem. You can be like a base connoisseur. You can be all in on Solana, or you know what? There is a lot of edge to be had in meme coins. You got to learn the game, man. You got to figure out how to use DEX tools or DEX screener, and you got to be in the right rooms. You got to hustle for it, man. Making money on meme coins is not as easy. It's just YOLOing some money on whatever is being talked about on social media. It's almost a guaranteed way to lose money. Coin hurting too. Yeah, Coinbase stocks. Yeah. Any book recommendations? Well, if you're talking about a crypto specific book recommendation, I have no idea. I've never read a crypto book in a very, very long time. And I don't think the ones that I read back in the day are probably super relevant anymore. That being said, great investing books. Go read Tony Robbins' books on money. It's a good basis for thinking about money and thinking about building your wealth and stuff like that. Because crypto is great for when the season hits, great for making money. But what I have continued to do, and will continue to drop my pen here. What I've done and will continue to do is to diversify out of crypto, because I've got a giant crypto portfolio and I want to keep taking profits from that and plowing it into other places. Have a bit more diversification, because just being all in all crypto all the time is crazy, man. Lark, what would you choose, Mr. Miggles or Basenji on base? I know you have both bags. Which one do you feel more comfortable holding or comfortable buying at these prices? For me, it'd probably be Benji. Dogs are more popular. Look, I'm a marketing ambassador for Benji as well, so I've obviously got a bit of bias, but I think given a choice, gun to my head between the two, I like dogs more. Okay. I think Benji's got a great potential as being the dog of base sort of narrative. Obviously not financial advice, right? We're talking about wildly speculative assets here. But yeah, given the choice, I'd go for Benji. I think Benji's doing all the right stuff and, working on building a solid community. And when narratives turn around here for the market and we start seeing more bullish vibes coming back in, which is currently not our situation in the market, obviously. But when we start seeing bullish vibes coming back in, I could see that one taking off quite well, because it is the base dog and it is, doing all the right stuff. So, and base is popular. So that would be my answer to that question. Oh gosh, we're getting up there in time. Okay, one or two more questions. I'm going to finish up here for today. Bullish on Monero? Always bullish on Monero. Come on. I don't know Monero, by the way. But always bullish on Monero. Monero is an amazing, amazing piece of privacy technology. And it is one of the most fundamentally best crypto coins in the market, just from the technical perspective. I know it's not popular in the way that maybe it should be. And I know it's sort of nerdy. And I know the wallets are kind of suck, whatever. Okay, sure. But Monero is good, man. Monero's good. Lots of respect for Monero. Lark, been a listener since mid-2000s. Teens, 2017 when we started the channel. Awesome. Better than ever. Haters gonna hate. Lark's DOJ. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that for sure. Hello from Costa Rica. What was the fake news? Apparently, the fake news is that Nvidia did not get subpoenaed by the DOJ. That's according to them, to Nvidia. They said, we didn't get any summons. What are you guys talking about? Get out of here, the silliness. Year-end Bitcoin price prediction. I'm hoping, praying, which is not an investment strategy. Hoping and praying for 100K. We'll see. I think Q4's got a lot of rate catalysts. I think when we break out of the range we've been stuck in, I know it's a downtrending range, the descending channel. I get all that stuff, okay? When we break out of this range eventually, to the upside, hopefully, that break is 72K. When it happens, that could really set us running off to the races for a 95K to 100K price target, potentially in November, December. You might think, well, that's a big move for Bitcoin making in such a short amount of time. That's what Bitcoin does, man. Go look at late 2020. That's exactly how Bitcoin operates when it starts moving. So we'll see if that's going to be the case or not. We shall see. Massive US recession comes in, derails all that crap. Could happen. So just keep risk management in mind, guys. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Be smart. Crypto is volatile and highly responsive to everything we see going on in the macro scene right now. Okay, so invest wisely. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.